my part 2 interview. This is gloriously wild. It's great for viewing, and it is just unapologetically crazy. So it starts off, I did episode 14, 15, and 16. And this involves Roy and Mallory and their continuous battle with each other. Two people that shouldn't be married, but they are. Mallory is well put together. Roy is only together because he has a lot of money. The man is habitually addicted, can't help it, and won't stop it. Next, Roy runs into his uncle Norman and inside the workplace. And Norman has just found out from, who did he find it out from? Oh, well, Norman comes in, and while Roy and Mallory are having an argument, Roy ends up telling Norman that Mallory was the one that ran over his wife and really took her out. And of course, you know, Mallory is really a good liar. And so she was trying to convince him that, you know, this isn't true. And we all know it is. And so Norman can pretty much spot a good liar because he's one. I mean, the whole family are good at lying, but Norman's really good about paranoia and suspecting people. So that's his trait. And so when he tells her that, she keeps trying to tell him, no, that's not true. She says that Roy is just trying to get her for revenge and that he's addicted to the drugs that he's on now. So he now has her on his radar because of Roy. And so after that, Charles, the son of Olivia, Debbie Morgan, goes back home and looks at his hidden camera from the issue he had with his burglars that came in, and he had to take them out, and then he needed help getting rid of them. And he called his mom, and she called the cleaning crew. And the cleaning crew is like expensive as all get out, $250,000. Well, when he looked at the videotape, he found out that she knew the people that came to clean up, and that she was the reason that the original set of people that came in was there. She wanted to steal money from him. And all Charles had in his hidden safe was watches and money that was only $40,000. You know, that's not a lot to them. But his mom is in so much debt that she was going to basically risk his life to get that money. And he finds out. Then he's so mad, he goes and emails the tape to her to let her know he knows what she did. He's on to her. And then he goes to his father's home, Horus, for help. But Horus is in another country being cured of cancer. So when he calls, Horus is just very suspect of Charles for anything and didn't really want to listen to him. So he told Charles he's going to have to handle this on his own. So Charles is in distress. Mom's not on his side. Uncle Norman is crazy. And then we move on to another situation. Rain got the club that she wanted, that her and Kimmy worked in. And so she was telling Kimmy about it. And while this is going on, Mallory and Varney VAR, Victor, Alpha, Roger, Nancy, Echo, Yellow, Varney. And so Varney is talking with Mallory. And so they're putting their alliances together. Varney has already got the will done that Horus wanted, and it was a distraction at first because of being blackmailed by Jules. Jules is a man that had a son working out at the barn that actually fell off the area in the estate and is no longer with us. And it was due to messing around with Kimmy's sister. So Kimmy's sister, being a young lady of teen years, is, she wants to make sure he's okay, because they were, she really liked him. That was her first kind of person to be with, even though they didn't do anything because of him falling off the barn. But Jules realizes that she knows something, and he ends up kidnapping her. And then, after that, Norman and Jules have an argument because Norman has found out about Mallory. And Jules will not confirm it because Jules is under guilt and stress from his son dying. Now, the thing is, Jules was not a good father. He wasn't in his life. His ex-wife is a person that is a person that is, what's a nice way to say somebody is bad? I mean, she's got drug dealers in her home. They're making stuff in there. And then Jules, trying to straighten up and be a halfway decent person, wants to tell her about the situation with their son. And lo and behold, the lady don't even care. And then she tells him, you didn't care either because you left him here with us. And he looks in there and sees all of these people in there that are doing all these illegal things together. And then she basically slams the door on Jules, telling him you should have took better care of him. And so Jules, feeling somewhat mentally imbalanced at this time, goes out to his truck and has a breakdown. And then, of course, he's carrying a machine gun. And he goes back into the little den of iniquity and blows the place up. All of them. Mom and her gang. So the young man that was working there, that was probably about the best place he'd ever been at, considering where he came from. And so Jules is just mentally tripping out. Next, there's a car chase for Varney and the little Latin guy that he saved from a hotel, and he saved from Jules picking him up because they had something to do with the characters of Body and the person that was injecting fluid into the women to have bigger posteriors. Well, then Varney gets there to take them away, and then Jules' man tries to stop him, but the Asian guy that is working with Kimmy and Rain had found out about the guy being there by talking to him on the phone. And so he went out there and helped Varney and the two get away. Well, that was good. And but it was a long car chase. And if it wasn't for the Asian bodyguard, then Varney and them would have probably been in trouble. Then, episode 15. And there was a statement made. I had to write it down. It says, "We are all spiteful." This is some really good fun stuff. It may be more fun. It's probably more fun than the way I said it, but it just got me. And the episode was called "The Power of Us," something like that. And then what happened was on this one, they back in the office again, and Roy brings in the young lady Felicia, who Mallory almost knocked off by driving a truck into their bedroom because Roy, her husband, came home with Felicia from the club and thought he was just gonna go to bed with her while she was sitting in the living room steaming. Well, she got in that truck and tore down that house, and then that ended up I don't know what happened to Felicia out there. They didn't bring her back, but she's still alive because they mentioned that, he was saying that, because she didn't get in any trouble for any type of offing off this young lady. I hope she returns. She was fun. And, but what happened then? And then, and while he brought her back into the office, and then she's going to sit up there and have a relationships inside the glass office. And this was at night, so most everybody was gone. But then, Mallory is just, when she gets mad like a light bulb, click. So she sees them in there carrying on the desk, doing things they shouldn't be doing. And she goes into the break room to get hot coffee to throw on him. Now, she didn't get just regular hot coffee. She got that tanker that they got in there, the one that be brewing. And she picked that thing up, carried it into that glass door, and threw it at old girl. Luckily, she had her back turned. And so she threw it at him, got him hurt and her hurt. So I don't know what happened to Felicia after that, and it's kind of like a bye Felicia from Friday, So Felicia's out of the picture. And then, and when she did that, not only, she did that, and then not only did they do that, Kimmy and Rain were there with the bodyguard, the Asian bodyguard, and he has to pull them off because they start beating the daylights out of Roy. Roy got a beat down, a hard beat down, 3 women in high heel shoes. You have really sunk down when that happens. Next, this was one of the wildest families I've ever seen on TV, and not being on regular TV, but being on streaming service. But this was really a good episode. It was milder than the first 12 to 13 shows. It kind of calmed down because they had to make a conclusion for the end. And so all it did just make you want to watch it more. And then, in the end was really good because they had a board meeting. Horus is back. Horus is well. Horus is cured. And Horus is plotting. And Horus got everybody in the room. This is all the players in the show came in, and they had to have a family meeting where Kimmy has done drug tests on Charles and Roy, and their shares are now locked up until they get better. Charles's mom and Norman have been pointed out for having a shell company that was illegal, and all of it was discussed around the table, and they got so mad they started telling the truth, like, well, so what? And they, one by one, they started saying way too much. But what they didn't realize was they were being watched by the FBI. Horus, Kimmy, Varney, Rain had made a deal with the FBI, and basically the others, Mom, Norman, the two sons, they all got caught. And it ended with Kimmy and Horus and Varney and someone else leaving out the room. It was a fantastic end, but it's going to be a season 3. So watch out. So knowing these people, they will find a way out there. Jules is involved into it too. Well, they need to get Jules because the way he took out his ex-wife was just, you know, you just hate to think there's people in this world like that, but there are. And then so after that, it went off, and it's like, okay, season 3, come on, I'm ready. And I hope you'll watch it too. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe, because when that comes out, I'm going to make a review on that. I just love to do these kind of reviews, so I'll probably be doing more of them, even though some of them you like, some of them you don't. You know, it's like anything else. Well, I'll tell you more about different things as we go along. Thank you for dropping in. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Hope you have a good day. Thank you.